Okay, Juan, the first thing I want to show you is this. It looks like somebody was trying to get 12 volts up here to the front. Okay, but there's components in line there that protects this thing from over voltage. I want to check that out, but anyway, I don't think that's supposed to be there. And I don't know why that's there. That means you can't tighten that screw up. Anyway, I'm just getting started on it. I'll go through it, saving videos. So you can see where the board is burnt on the bottom, which means that PLL chip is probably fried. Okay. God. Okay. More to come. Okay. I see why that piece of wire was in there. The run's been burnt off. Okay, that means something shorted. So you don't bypass it with a big piece of wire. Somebody's been writing numbers and stuff around the audio chip too. I'm not real sure about all of this. Somebody's been in here working on it. All right, I'll be back. Holy crap, look at that. I think I know where the short is. Burn up that little inductor, burn up that current limiting resistor I put in all of these. Alright, that PLL chip is probably, if it's not completely bad, it's probably right on the verge. I'll keep you posted, more to come. Okay, Juan, I've replaced all of those overheated components. You know, I mean, the values all checked good, like they were supposed to, but I just didn't trust them, so I replaced this guy, which is the current limiting resistor, and I raised him up off the board a little to give better airflow around it. I replaced that capacitor and that resistor there. Also, the PLL chip is, you know, it's foobarred. Still works till it gets warm, and then it stops working. It starts, the frequencies start to change. So I got a brand new PLL chip I'm going to put in there. All right, and I put a heavy, more heavy duty choke, 470 microfarad choke back here, and I'm also putting a current limiting resistor to feed this guy for the LsCm board. So far the LsCm board seems to be fine. But yeah, somebody's even messed with that. I got a 5-volt wire going from there to there. Wow. Okay, I'm not real sure what all's been done with, you know, what all they went in here and done, but I didn't do that. I didn't do a lot of this, especially that wire on the bottom. But I'll be taking care of that too. There is a jumper. That was a jumper, those two pins I was seeing come up there. So it does come straight from that point where the wire was soldered up to the front. But I mean, good God Almighty, you know, I think the wire needs to be smaller. Alright, I'll take care of that. More to come. Okay, there's the new one. Does the squelch scan work? There's the wire from the squelch scan, but there's the connector for it, and there's nothing there. When I trace out the wire, it looks like it goes underneath here. So I need to figure out what the hell. Alright, I'll be back. I just talked to Columbia, South Carolina on the radio. He said it sounds good. Somebody's throwing a carrier. And I wanted to show you some damage. That thing apparently got hit in the back. Push that heat sink in. That box you packed it in might be a little too small, so I'll probably put it in a bigger box. Anyway, watch this. CmDX959. This is 102 Jacksonville, Florida. We're calling CmDX and standing by. Boy, I had a whole bunch of you come back. I wasn't able to sort out just one. This is 102 in Jacksonville. If you would, go down to 375. QSY to 375. Roger? We'll see who follows us down there. Hello, Western New York. B102 and a portable saying good morning to you. Hey, roger that. You say you're in Western New York?
Yes, 2-4. I'm about 30 miles a little south of
QSL. Well, you got a good sounding station down here. Conditions are not real stable, but I am able to copy you there, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, trust the power of here.
Yeah, I was waiting for that other station to finish their queue, so sorry about that, guys. Didn't know you were here, 488. Okay, I guess they've gone. Western New York, what was the call? '73's New York. Catch you around the band. B102, we're QSY back to 385. Okay. I'll go back up there and I'm going to put the, well, let's see, does your squelch can work? Let's see, squelch can, gonna be this one right here. I'm gonna squelch up. Yep, there she goes. Goes up. And there it is back down. Somebody just simply connected the wire. I had a plug that goes from here. This brown wire just plugged into the top right there. And that was to facilitate troubleshooting where I could get the board out easy. You just unplug everything. But now that they've soldered that to the bottom, to get to it, you got to take the board loose and get up underneath the bottom there and do that. But okay, it looks like it's working pretty good. I'm gonna probably put the covers back on it and box it up. It's been on for 24 hours. So everything seems to work just fine. and you heard the reports that I got on it. I went back and set the I went back and redid the adjustments because somebody's been in there with a golden screwdriver. The way that you set these finals, these FET finals, you don't do it by current like we used to with the bipolar transistors. You have to do it with voltage, okay? And for the RF 520s, you want to set that bias voltage at 3.5 volts, somewhere between 3.2 and 3.5. Now on the driver, Galaxy usually sets it around 4 volts, but I turn it down to about 3.75. Okay, it doesn't seem to mind 3.75, but you don't want to put the finals up to 3.75. It'll shorten their life. All right, and also your AMC was turned way down. I don't know why they did that, but I don't run it wide open, but I did turn it back up and back it down just a little bit. Same thing with the ALC. Don't run the ALC wide open. I turned it up and backed it off just a little bit. I think that's about it. All the mods, all the changes were done previously. All the updates, the broadbanding and stuff like that have all been done already. There's your new PLL chip, and I told you I replaced all those components. Now, it did change the color on the board. Switch power supply off so I can switch it up, flip it over. Have to turn the whole thing over. The green mask that they used to cover up the copper with, of course, it turned it a brown color, but you know, it's just ugly. But it still insulates it, and you've got a high quality socket in there, and there's that wire that I replaced that burnt run with, the little specks of black there are hot glue. Make sure the wire stays in place. Now I like to run the wire back the way the original run went, because if somebody's troubleshooting this radio and they're familiar with it, they're going to look for that path. Okay, they're going to look for where that trace goes to. And so when I first saw that red wire back there, I thought, what the hell is that? You know, I mean, I didn't know that that's what they were doing. But with it laid out like this, if someone else needs to work on the radio, they say, oh, that trace burned up, so you replace it with a piece of wire. But they know which trace it is. I think that about does it. It looks like the radio was overvolted. Somebody probably trying to run it at 16 volts or something. It looks like they took out the run, because the PLL chip tried to draw too much current for some reason. I still have not figured out why it did that, but I just switched it off. It's been on way over 24 hours. I'm going to try to straighten that out back there. Like I said, I just noticed it. I can't take a hammer to it because that might damage the transistors. But I got some channel locks here that have heat shrink on the jaws. I'll take those and see if I can straighten that out a little bit. But it took a hit right there in the heat sink in that box there. So I'll pack it in a bigger box. All right, I think that about does it. The bill's a little bit more than what it was when I emailed you the other day. Put probably about another half hour in it, so it's going to be slightly more. And I'll put warranty seals on here, and as long as the warranty seals are on here, you have a 30-day warranty for the work I just did. And like I said, it's obvious to me someone else had already been in the radio. If no one else had been in the radio, you know, if the seals were still on there, the work would have been free. But well, you would have had to pay for parts, but all the labor would have been free. Well, no, it wouldn't either, because something overvolted the radio and caused it to burn up that run. So never mind. But you'll have a 30-day warranty on the work I just did in the radio. So with the seals on there, as long as the seals are not broken, the work I did is guaranteed. Now, the work the other person did, I don't guarantee that, of course. All right. That about does it. Juan, if you have any more problems, you know how to get a hold of me. 7-3. Okay, I did get that straightened out somewhat. I probably could have got it straightened out a little more if I'd have kept pulling on it, but I was afraid that I would break those insulators and maybe the transistors, and I'm sure you don't want to go through paying for that. So that's not too bad right there. That won't hurt anything. So I'm going to put the covers on it and box it up. I'll be sending you a bill. Okay, Juan. Thanks a lot.